What's the best pickup line? Men have been asking this question for decades, potentially even centuries. And when you go up to a girl, the first things that you say out of your mouth can make or break your conversations. And if you say the wrong thing, maybe the girl could have liked you, maybe she could have been your girlfriend, but you messed it up because you said the wrong thing. By the end, you will not only know the best lines to use, but you will also know why they work and how to deliver them the right way and which lines and deliveries to avoid. So let's get started. First of all, before we go into the actual lines, let's actually group all the lines in three different categories. So we have intent, expression scale, and internal confidence scale, and we have three levels. So intent expression scale is how much you actually express intent when you say that line. So you have three levels: hidden, masked, and clear. And all of those are actually equally matched to internal confidence scale, which is avoidant, compensating, accepting. So level 1 is hidden, avoidant. Level 2 is mask, compensating, and level 3 is clear, accepting. And this is going to be super critical, super key. And this is why I'm explaining you this in the beginning. And as you can see, there's a correlation between what you're going to say and how you feel about what you're going to say. And also the other way, how confident you are will actually determine on what you say a lot of times. So we gotta not only level up the things that we say, but we also gotta level up the confidence. We'll talk about all this in the video. So let's start with level 1, and I'll give you a few different examples and a few different categories, and I'm sure that you'll be able to relate to some of them. So this is hidden intent and avoidant confidence scale. So fake supermarket lines. So you go up to a girl and say, "Hey, is this cereal any good? What should I buy here? Do you know where the eggs are?" Clearly avoiding intent, clearly avoiding saying why you're there, and not being very confident. Then you have the interview lines. "Where are you from? What do you do? Do you live around here?" Or the last one, overly apologetic lines. "Sorry, I don't normally do this. I hope I'm not bothering you. I know this is weird, okay? I know this is weird." So just being super apologetic about them talking to a girl. Now, what you notice about all of this is that they show no intent. So you're not actually stating why you are there. And also, usually when guys say these lines, they are pretty nervous. They're trying to avoid the whole thing. They're not really enjoying and embracing talking to women. It's like forced, like someone literally forced them to go. And look, sometimes you gotta start here, but you definitely don't want to use these words. Even if you're not confident, you want to use the level 3, which we're going to cover in this video. I just want you to notice that a lot of times they are very, very interconnected. And usually these lines will be used by guys with very low dating experience. A lot of times they're very sexually repressed or they have no sexual experience. And what's going to happen is you show no intent, and either the girl will be confused on why you're talking to them, so they're just going to look at you like, "Yeah, what did you want?" Or they know why you're talking to them, and they're just going to be super disappointed because they can see you're not comfortable expressing attraction. You're not comfortable expressing attraction. And either way, either if she's confused or disappointed, it will not go anywhere. So you want to really, as fast as possible, escape this level and just go to the next level because this is really bad. Now let's go to the level 2. And level 2 is very, very interesting because it's very misunderstood. A lot of guys think that the lines that I'm going to show you in level 2, they're great, they're amazing. This is what you actually see on a lot of different TikToks, but they're terrible. So again, first of all, let's talk about what is level 2. So you have masked intent. So you show some intent, but it's masked. And confidence, you're trying to be confident, but you're actually compensating. So let's look at the actual lines. You have the classic cheesy ones. "Did it hurt when you fall from heaven? Are you Wi-Fi? I'm feeling a connection. Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see." So this is bad. It's really ineffective. Everything that you see on TikTok, on Instagram, all these videos, this is what you see. Cringy, corny lines that look good for the algorithm, but guys, they don't work. I'll explain you why they don't work, but they don't work. Avoid them. Please don't use them. The other one is too heavy compliments. So this is a classic mistake that a lot of guys make is they go up to a girl and say, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful. Girl, you're so beautiful. You're gorgeous. You're like the most gorgeous girl here in this bar, in this club. on the street. Don't say that. Or overly sexual lines. Damn, girl, you're sexy. Oh my God, you're very sexy. Or saying things like, what's a beautiful girl doing here alone? As you can see, they show intent, but the reason that they don't work is they also show that you're not comfortable showing intent. And this is critical. They know that you potentially like them, but it also shows that in order for you to express your attraction, either you have to make a joke or a cringy line out of it, or you just go super over the top, or you just become overly sexual. Here, level 1 is you're really on the left side, so you're showing no intent. And then level 2 is like you're on the other side and you go too much because you're not comfortable expressing it. Also, it's massive supplication. Like all of this, they just put the girl here. You're literally saying, I'm below you. You're a goddess. You're a goddess. And this turns them off. It turns them off massively. So please don't use it. Even if you see it on TikTok, even if you see it on Instagram, you see all those videos, and some of those videos might have millions of views, and yes, it looks funny. Maybe if the girl even gave the phone number, but she will not go on a date with that guy. Now, finally, without further ado, let's go to the level 3 and let's go to the lines and categories that actually work. Again, I've tested all of these for over a decade, and I'll give you 3 categories that actually work and is a great way to start a conversation. You have the direct compliment here, but what is important is we're going to compliment a girl, but not on their looks. Why not on their looks? Because that's what every other guy is doing, and they already know that they look nice. So you don't want to compliment their looks directly. I like your energy. You seemed confident. You seem confident. Girls love this because you're actually complimenting some personality trait of theirs. And especially if they look like a confident girl and you're being authentic, they will love this. They'll be like, oh, really? Thank you. Especially beautiful women, they always get complimented on their looks. So they love when you can pick something out that most other guys didn't see. And if you're going to do looks, you can say something like, you have quite an elegant style. So again, not saying you're beautiful, but just complimenting the style. It's looks, but not really looks, because you're complimenting more her skill of dressing herself, right? So it's more like a stylish, it's more subtle way. And the reason that these are good is that they're subtle. So you're much more subtle than just saying, oh my God, you're so gorgeous. Also, they're restrained because you're not saying beautiful, you're saying elegant, you're saying nice energy. You also sometimes add these words like you seem. I'm not saying you are, I'm just saying you seem, this is why I'm here to talk to you. I don't know if you actually are. I don't actually know if you have a nice energy, but you seem to have a nice energy. And this is why I'm here talking to you. And honestly, this category, I use 70-80% of the time, and this is very good for beginners. So I would say if you're watching this video and if you're on the confidence scale, you're avoidant and you're using these hidden ones, then what you want to do is you want to switch that and you want to switch to this. So direct compliment, but not looks. You want to compliment their energy, their personality traits, or you can say something about their style. Now, I'm going to talk about 2 other things. So these are more advanced, and these ones require extremely good delivery. In all honesty, all of this requires very good delivery, but these ones are a bit more advanced, which I've found that they've worked really well for me, so I'll talk about these. So the second category is curiosity. So saying something like, look, I needed to know who you are. Pretty interesting, right? It works great. You can also say, look, I had to talk to you. I just had to talk to you. You're basically saying that you were curious to meet this girl, and because of your curiosity, you just had to talk to her. Ironically, that when you say this, their curiosity will be piqued. But when you say this, you gotta really look into their eyes, have this good energy, and just be like, look, I had to talk to you. And your energy will do the talking. They're super short, snappy, and get you in the conversation real quick, real good. So this is curiosity, and then the third one is playfully blaming them. So if you make even like a millisecond eye contact with a girl, and even if you honestly don't make it, but you just kind of look at them, you can say things like, you go talk to them and you say, look, you didn't say hello. How rude of you. Like we crossed eyes, you didn't say hello. That was pretty rude of you. With a smile, with a smirk, and with a good energy. Or sometimes what I like is sometimes girls, they wear these super high boots that they make a lot of noise, and you can then go up to them and say, your boots are very loud. I got distracted, so I had to talk to you. And it's an amazing joke. It's amazing way to get in the conversations because there's like sometimes they're like, oh, what, like they're not loud, or they'll say things like, oh really, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to distract you from your Spotify playlist, and they actually get in on the role play. And this is an amazing way to start a conversation. And basically by all of this, you are showing that you're comfortable expressing intent. So again, we are on the intent scale, we are accepting, right? We're not compensating, we're not avoidant, we're accepting. We accept the intent and we're comfortable. We are comfortable showing intent. Also, you are composed, so you don't give away your power. A lot of guys ruin it because when they go up to a girl, they say the first thing, you're so beautiful, and then they just give the power away in the first 5 seconds. Or even if they don't say the words, just the way they go up to them, they're like, oh yeah, I had to talk to you. Like you gotta speak like you're on equal terms. You're on equal terms with this girl. And when you go talk to her, you cannot just give your power away. It ruins everything for you and for the girl. She hates when you give your power away. So don't do that. You gotta stay composed. Also, this sets the ground for playful, flirty continuation of the conversation. A big part of my channel is teaching you guys that in order for you to talk to girls effectively, you don't talk to her logically, exchanging logical information. You got to be playful, you got to be teasing, challenging, make it fun. And when you start here, especially here and here, like this is already massive flirting, massive flirting. And when you can start doing this, like I needed to know who you are, you're already starting the flirting exchange. When you say like, look, your boots, they're way too loud. I got distracted. You're already flirting. You're already flirting. This is the real stuff. And this is why when you do these ones well, they work like magic. But as I said, requires good delivery and frame. Either way, all of these, you start the flirting, and then after that, you gotta keep flirting. This is where the game just starts, guys. This is the game where it starts. So obviously, it's important how you start because that's the first thing that you do, but you gotta be able to then keep on going and make the conversation flirty, fun, and playful. And if your question is, how do I do that? Well, you are in luck because I've written an extensive guide on flirting and it's completely for free. It's been viewed by hundreds of thousands of men, gotten great feedback. And in that guide, I explain you what is flirting from the ground up. I show you different examples. I teach you different techniques. I even show you real conversations that I've flirted that have been recorded with women so you see everything. So if you want to then go to the next stage and also not only learn the lines, but also what to say next, check out the flirting guide description, download it. When you implement all these lines and you learn how to flirt, you will be unstoppable when it comes to your conversations with women.